The spirit of a man is a force to be reckoned with. And whenever you try to corral it, channel it, conform it, cap it, destroy it, or even uplift it, and you don't know what you're doing, it can be a very dangerous thing indeed. Of course there's an anti-government movement, especially right now since the government is using force to suppress our individual rights to pursue happiness. We wouldn't tolerate that type of behavior from another person. Why should we tolerate it from them? If you want God to bless your household and bless all that you have and do, then you need to make sure you are a real man of God. Only those that are will receive His blessing. When I got caught up to paradise, I heard things that no human being has yet been permitted to tell you. I heard that we are all divine children of God. I am no longer going to let your church disguise itself. I want you to see what it really is. And if it won't change, I want you to never go to it again. First of all, your church is without a husband. Jesus left it a long time ago because it was being unfaithful. It has prostituted itself to the teaching of men instead of having the faith to teach just the truth. Your church is also childless. Not only does it not bring forth children for God, it actually kills them by telling them God didn't father them. I have come to build the real church. And if that means I have to remove the veil and reveal what is wrong with the old one, then that is what I have to do. Now that we know what God really wants from His church, we need to make sure it doesn't. If you want Jesus to return to your church, then it has to teach that we are God's divine children, and therefore we must separate ourselves from all that is unholy. The rapture of the church is when it all comes together as one, and Jesus returns to it. If the church will not verify that I am the Christ, and rise and go into God's kingdom with me, and if she will not tell people that we are God's divine children, so we can walk in holiness, then I have no choice but to send her to hell, to be with her father Satan. God has ordered me that if I return after all this time has passed, and I do not find the church willing to accept I am here, or if I do not find it willing to follow me to refine it of its unrighteousness, then I am to let it die. I am not allowed to keep it alive as long as it will not change, and it wants to continue in its misconduct. Friend or no friend, there is nothing I can do about it. The result of not listening to me is that it is no longer allowed in my presence, and I must send it out of my kingdom. As long as you avoid providing offspring for God, there is no use for you. And I will have to say I do not know you. When are you going to accept that I am right and you are wrong? It is a good thing that I have caught it, or we may have never learned the truth of our divinity, and would have been eternally separated from God. Because you didn't use God's divine hand to help you open the scriptures, you have actually broken them, which has kept mankind confined to the darkness by keeping us from the truth that we are all fathered by God. God wrote the Bible to teach us that we are His divine children. He also wrote it to correct the teaching that we aren't. When you deny your divinity, you allow Satan to deliver another child, yourself. Denying your divinity was the breach through which all of Satan's children were born. Your womb is either going to deliver a child of God or a child of Satan. And a lot of it will depend first on what you believe to be the truth. When your womb is opened, make sure God's brightness shines from it by acknowledging that your child is fathered by Him. As long as God is with us and in charge of everything we do, and we trust that He will not let us fail, then we really shouldn't have a care in the world. Except maybe what's for dinner. Letting God be in charge and letting Him handle everything is the surest way to be successful in whatever you undertake. If you really want to please God, make your house a house of God. So instead of God having to dwell in your house, you are actually dwelling in His house. And while you're there, you might as well be His personal attendant. Only by allowing God to be in charge of all your possessions will He allow you to be in charge of His. Let others see that God is with you, and that nothing you do is without consideration for Him and His kingdom. I would like to see God's blessings extended to everyone, and I would like no one left behind. Let me watch over you and redeem you, so that you don't have to be taken down to hell, where you die. Only by allowing me to be your Lord and Master can I keep that from happening. If you want to be successful in the afterlife, then you need to let God see you with me now. You may not think you need God's blessings, because you have everything you need, and therefore believe you are already blessed. But let me assure you that you're not. It is only by being a part of God's household are you really blessed. If you refuse, then you are actually cursed, because not only are you not with the Lord here, but you will not be with Him in heaven either.